Now we're looking at leg reversions. As I said, they have 2 bones in each thigh, and that's why they have 2 hip joints on each side. You can see where the inner bone begins to branch off from the outer primary bone as it angles inward towards the groin, as seen on the newborn. There's actually a hole between the bones when the thigh is fully reverted. You can see the holes beginning to form on the individual in the middle frame. If she continued to revert, they'd open up and you'd be able to see through to the other side. There's a flat edge that runs along the outer front of the newborn's thighs, and the sides of the thighs are also flat for the most part. You can see that taking shape with the 2 on the left. These 2 are showing pelvic expansion, as the legs are clearly too far apart to be human. The one on the left is a partial before and after, so it gives a direct comparison. Of course, when fully reverted to the native form, the legs will be much farther apart than this, and they'll have a tail between them. There's at least a 4-inch or 10-centimeter gap between the thighs just below the groin. You'd never see this on a human, no matter how thin they are. The one on the right has also morphed her lower legs into non-human forms, which have a sharp edge running down the front, possibly a reversion. These are obviously patellar reversions. They're longer and more angular than human patellae, and they stand out much more. She's reverting her left knee and calf muscle, and that looks similar to the newborn's calf, which has a higher and more rounded belly than a human calf. They're reverting their forearms to varying degrees, but they all have the bulge on the inner side near the elbow. Their forearms are considerably wider than their upper arms there. You can see that in the newborn as well, the same bulge at the elbow. They also have the same groove and vein running down the middle of their forearms. All of that matches the newborn. They're all showing forearm elongation from their human imitation forms, which of course is a reversion to the natural length. The one in the far right is also reverting the length of her upper arm and torso. This frame gives the best view of the Drake's body proportions, particularly the arms. Its arms are much longer in proportion to the body than human arms, and the forearm is considerably longer than the upper arm. You can see that Madonna is not only reverting the length, but the musculature as well. She has the same biceps as the newborn, with that well-defined edge on the outer side. These 3 are compressing their entire torsos, at least from front to back. Of course, their internal organs have compressed to smaller sizes as well. Here's one showing side-to-side compression in the bottom half of the rib cage. So as you can see, they could compress to a very small circumference. That's what this one has done. She's generated a male physique without changing her original facial code. So she doesn't have masculine facial features like other female bodybuilders. It looks like a woman's head on a man's body. And a male imitation could do the same. He could change his body to a female imitation code, and then it'd look like a man's head on a woman's body. As I've shown, it's not a male or female. It's a hermaphrodite that's taken a form that looks like a male or female body, with the sex organs rearranged. They're rearranging their sex organs and generating body shapes to imitate one gender or the other. They could generate a human imitation form that's half male and half female, split down the middle. That would have functional male organs and functional female organs. Some of them have done this in the past, working in freak shows, Bobby Cork being one example here. They don't do this anymore because it'd be too obvious that something unnatural is taking place. They can generate body types that are gradients between the male and female imitation forms. This doesn't happen with humans. All of these transsexuals are Dracs. This one has a body that's at least 80% female and a face that's entirely female, yet he has male genitals. So it either started out as a female mutation that switched its genitals, or was a male mutation that generated a female body and face. Whatever the case, it's definitely not a standard imitation code that they start with.